Hey girls, thanks so much for stopping by SheWinz. You have found yourself in the empowerment zone. So, in case you hadn't figured it out or hadn't spent a whole lot of time here on the website, SheWinz is all about empowerment. And so, you might have found our empowerment teas. Those are really intended to declare the word of God over our lives and to be a reminder of what he has promised us every day. And so if you're going through a situation where you're questioning who you are or you're questioning God, maybe you're struggling in a relationship or at work, you can grab one of those teas and just be reminded as you go through the day. Every time you look in the mirror, every time you look down, whatever the case may be, and just be reminded of who you are and whose you are in God, and that regardless of whatever situation you find yourself in, you win. So there's the empowerment teas. There's also the empowerment wall, which is such an amazing, amazing thing. Women from all over the world are sharing their stories and their triumphs, their victories, things that they've struggled with, things that they have given to God, and just the way that God has moved in their lives is it's really encouraging. And so make sure you stop by that, check out some of the stories of women just like you who have experienced things that maybe are similar to things that you're going through right now, or maybe that you've gone through in the past. But know how good God is, and now that when he says he's watching over his word to perform it, he really means it. He is working in our lives daily, and the God of the Bible is the same God of today. So check that out. And if you have a story, because everybody has a story, but you haven't shared it, please go over to that page and share your story. Someone needs to hear it. Someone's life will be changed. Someone's life will be impacted by what you have to say. There's someone sitting here listening to this video or looking at the wall thinking that they're alone, thinking that their situation is unfixable, that there is nothing that can be done. But my God shall supply all of our needs according to his riches and glory, and we overcome by the words of our testimony. So go over there and change someone's life just by sharing your story, and be empowered, because there's so much freedom even in just uttering the words or typing them to share our stories. So please, if you have not done that, step over to the empowerment wall. There's a form at the bottom of the page, and you can share your story that way. But this section is one of my favorites, and I call it the empowerment zone. It's really a section where we can pray together. We can stand in agreement together as women, declaring the word of God over our lives, over our situations, over our children, our relationships, our careers, and knowing that God is moving in the midst of our situations. And so when God birthed this vision for SheWinz, I began to target my prayers intentionally towards women. And so I've been praying for you. I've been declaring things over your life. I've been speaking life into situations that need to live, and speaking death into situations that need to die. And so I wanted to share some of that with you. And so here you'll find some videos of, maybe some things that God shared with me that I wanted to share with you. Maybe it's about anxiety, depression, relationships, whatever he gives me, I give back to you. But at the end of each video, there's also a prayer. And so the Bible talks about when two or more touch and agree, asking anything of God, that we shall have it. And so I'm here to touch and agree with you, regardless of what you may be going through. I hope that these prayers make their way into your heart, that they take root, and that you are encouraged and empowered to know that regardless of the situation, God is with you, that he is working on your behalf, and that you have nothing to fear, you have nothing to doubt, for you are a daughter of the Most High God. And so check out this section. I'll be updating it regularly. Again, as God gives things to me, I will give them to you. If you're sitting here and you're thinking, okay, Crystal, that's great, but you really don't know like what's happening in my life, you're right, I don't. But if you told me, I would know. And so if you look over at the bottom of your screen, the left-hand side, there is a live prayer button. I'm making myself available to you. If you have a situation that you really want someone to stand in agreement with you, stand in the gap for you, be a watchman on the wall for you, hit that button, send me a message, and we can chat, we can pray, we can cry together, and just really encourage each other. I want to be there to encourage you and help build you up, remind you of what the Word of God says, and stand with you as we watch together as He moves in your life. I love you so much. Thanks again for stopping by. Continue to be great because you are great. You are royalty. You are valued. You are loved. Talk with you soon. Bye.